Today we are okay. It's just feel the
Sure,
groove. Okay. Welcome, listeners, to another exciting episode of Lash Talk. This is a part of our webinar series with our amazing students. This is Megan from Luxury Lashes by Megan. Megan's come a long way and she's here to share her experiences and her journey throughout the lash industry, building her own business, starting a clientele, and so welcome, Megan.
Thank you for having me.
That's okay. Thank you for coming.
It's all right.
So, Megan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Megan. I'm the proud owner of Luxury Lashes by Megan, and I just started lashing just under 3 years ago now, back in December 2020, and I was so blessed to come across your course on Instagram, and I'm very thankful to this day that I did your course, as you've guided me throughout the entire journey, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you.
No, you're welcome. So you started your course in 2020. Why did you start an online lash course? Why not a face-to-face lash course?
So I was actually recovering from a surgery I had, and I scheduled 10 weeks off, and getting into the beauty industry was always something that I thought about doing. And I thought it would be a perfect time to sit down, as I had so much free time as I was laying in bed recovering, that I could honestly grow and develop my skills. And I came across your course, and I thought about doing in person, but however, due to my recovery, it was better suited for my time to do online. It was 24-hour access, which made it available. I could do it early in the morning, late at night, anytime I wanted to.
And when you kind of felt like well enough.
Exactly right. Also, the fact that you were always there, a phone call or a text message away to help, was really good.
Yeah. And way too accessible, aren't I?
Yes.
Why learn lash extensions? Why didn't you do a makeup course or?
So lashing was something, I think because I'm so patient and I've got such an eye for detail, lashing was something I always thought about doing, just because I wanted to run my own business, I wanted to work my own hours, I wanted to have that job flexibility and financial freedom which lashing allows. And doing a course allowed me to develop my skills, and now I'm a very proud business owner, and I've got my own little home salon which I run. So I'm very, very thankful that I chose lashes, just because lashes opens up to so many other business opportunities. You can do brows and lash lifts. It's not just about extensions.
So you only offer just extensions in your business at the moment?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about bringing on any other services?
Yes, I am. So I will be undertaking the lash lift and tint course when I've got the time, as I'm just about to go away to Bali.
So excited to have you.
And I will definitely undertake that, just because I do have a lot of young clients who do want more of a natural look, especially when they go to school. They're not allowed eyelash extensions. So a lift and a tint would be much preferred for them. And I think just expanding my business slowly as I've got the time would be very beneficial for my clients moving forwards.
So how was your experience with learning online? Did you find the content easy? Was it easy for you to grasp the techniques of lashing, or do you feel like you needed a face-to-face assistance with correcting some techniques along the way?
I definitely think with how in-depth and detailed the course was, it definitely gave me that beginning starting point, which really allowed me to understand the concepts of how to lash, as it was very in-depth and there was lots of step-by-step videos and photos. And I think also one thing that I really noticed not a lot of other lash courses offer is also just lash health. And one thing that I'll never forget is lash mites.
Oh my God, those beautiful Demodex, hey?
Yes, I've never forgotten that, because I've heard a lot of things from other people who have done courses online, and they just learn how to lash. They don't learn about lash health and in-depth things such as lash care, and also just how in-depth your whole course was. It really allowed me to excel, as I am such a patient person, that I could work through it step by step and eventually get to.
It's funny that you say learning about the contraindications and the anagens, telogens, and catagens of the actual natural lashes. Learning those fundamentals is so important, because without them, you're not going to be able to determine or have those clients come back or even protect your own business if you don't know those fundamental bases. And it is so dry, isn't it? It's such a dry thing to learn. You're kind of like, oh my God, is this ever going to end? Like, when am I going to get on the tools? When am I going to start lashing? And you kind of thank it later on because nobody absorbs that much information straight away. It takes a long time. You'll be lashing and you'll be like, yep, I know what I'm doing. And then one day it'll just pop up and be like, that's a contraindication that I learned years ago when I was studying the course. I do think it was super important that we incorporated all the fundamentals and the basics in there that you need to know when lashing. Like, I know that you do my lashes now.
Yes.
And I do yours. And I know that through conversations that we've had, we've spoken about lash damage because I've had it along the way. I remember I had a really stressful week and I've been such a bad culprit of picking my lashes off. And I ended up knowing I was seeing you the following day. So I was like, it doesn't matter. Maybe we'll fix it. She'll do something with it. And I remember taking like a photo of your lashes too that were damaged from another person that you saw, and then my own lashes as well. And I had a huge gap and you had like these stumpy, short, broken lashes for a little bit there. And I remember us talking about what we would do in those situations, how we're going to repair it, how we're going to fix the damage that's been caused, and you handled that with such grace. I really think it comes right back to you learning about the natural lash health. My lashes grew back so well and they were so healthy. Even when they came off, I didn't feel like I needed them for a little bit because I could wear mascara and they still look so healthy. So yeah, I do. I think it's so important to have that contraindications first basic knowledge in the course. How did you feel about your practical assessments? Did you think that they were a bit too hard, or was there enough or not enough? How did you go throughout your practical assessments?
There was definitely enough. I just noticed that I really struggled with my placement and glue pickup skills, and that's something that I really needed help with and to pay more attention to, just developing those fundamental skills of lash placement, because without them you get stickies, you get clumps, you get fans facing the wrong way, lashes dropping. It's definitely very important that I stuck to those things and really paid attention.
So I know that in one of our assessments we have like learning about your adhesive, and we've all seen the video of how adhesive has the dry time and what happens if you put super bonder on it, and you were a serial super bonder criminal. You were a criminal with your super bonder. I remember saying to you, Megan, just stop using it. Just stop using it and see what happens with your retention. And I remember you calling and being like, my retention is insane now because I've stopped using super bonder. We've added all that material, all that information, the science behind adhesive, but you at the beginning of your course were like crystallizing your adhesive at the beginning, and it was like stickies galore, and we'll show like a bunch of photos and videos of her work in the beginning. But I remember you becoming a lash nerd about adhesive and your humidity in your room. So tell us a bit about what you learned about your humidity.
So when I started lashing, I actually started right next to my bed in my bedroom, my little massage bed all hunched over in the corner, and I figured out that it needed to be between 18 and 22 degrees for optimal results. And if it wasn't, it would either be way too cold or way too hot. And then I really struggled with attaching my lashes with glue, or they just slide off or they'd clump. And I wouldn't, as I do 100% lash coverage for my clients, it's so important that my drying time was on point, because I work from lash to lash rather than doing one eye than the other.
Yeah, you don't work in sections.
No, I fan inwards towards the eye. So it's very important for me that my glue drying time was perfect. And I noticed that, if I had a client in my room and if it wasn't midday when it was slightly sunny and in between that 18 to 22 degree mark, I really struggled to lash. Making sure that your room is at perfect humidity and temperature is very, very important.
I kind of think it makes your sets go more smoothly, and then when it doesn't sit at that right temperature at the beginning, you didn't even have a heater. You didn't even have like a thermometer thing in your room. You were winging it and just... Something that really struck me about you at the beginning of your course was that you were like, I don't care about time. Time is not a thing of Luxury Lashes by Megan. I remember you telling all your clients that they need to work around your schedule. Don't book anything for the day you are seeing me. You need to just come to your appointment and lay there and do not move, because either you're going to get 100% coverage or you're going to be really unhappy with your set. Because one thing that you have built your business around, and your business why I get at least 99.9% of lashes covered. During your time, how did your clients take not being based on time and you basing it on coverage, because I didn't want to lay there for, how long was I laying there for the first time I saw you? I think it was like 4 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I remember being like, don't push her, Brianna. You're her freaking mentor. Like, don't be like, how long till we're done? How long?
Take?
Yeah. How much longer?
Yeah.
Okay. But a little bit longer? Okay. And I remember being like, be really patient with her because she is new. But when I got off the bed, I was like, wow, these are amazing, because you work on like a crisp, natural lash line. So how did your clients really take the transformation of, we don't go by hours here, we go by set. We go by how many natural lashes you have, not by how many hours you've got on your schedule for me. So what did you do to let your clients slide into your business, not the other way around?
So basically, when I first started, my lash sets would take anywhere from 4 to almost 5.5 hours to achieve a classic set. And I was only just beginning in those early days, but I would explain to them, I'm like, look, I am just beginning, but I will give you the best lash set you've ever had. And I pride myself on my work, and that's something that my clients still to this day, I've still got some of my very first lash clients with me today, just because I'm so passionate about lashing. And I think that because not a lot of people pride themselves on lashing 100%. They quick in and out, and it's like, how many clients can you get in a day? For me, I go, all right, I'm going to see this client and I book out this many hours, and I don't rush. They also don't rush as well. I let my clients know, I say, if you want the best lashes, I will do 100%, but it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. That's how long I take now. I've sped up immensely.
Yeah, you have definitely.
And I used to get maybe
actually,
99%.
I think you did an hour and a half last time on my refill.
I did,
and I was like, "Oh, Megan, you got fast
getting
today."
quick now.
Yeah, and you were like, "I got a Pepsi Max before I got here."
Pepsi Max is a secret. Buzz and
I had a Pepsi Max. Like, I remember one time you were like, I'm going to go have a sip of Pepsi Max. I'll be back in a second. And then you came back and just floored the set. Perfect. I was a little bit shocked. I was like, what's in there? Drugs?
Yes, but definitely, I think just being really open and communicating with your clients and telling them that if they do want the best lashes, they do need to sit and be patient. And all my clients still, they don't hassle me. They don't ask how long it's going to take, because they know that they are getting the best lashes possible. They feel
they're treated like goddesses when they walk in there. They're like your main goal to make sure that they're satisfied with your services. Because I'm not, definitely not, I am. So we spoke a little bit about mentoring before. How did you feel with your one-to-one mentoring? Honestly, how did you feel getting the phone calls, doing the videos? Did you feel like it was enough, or did you feel like you wanted to come in? We live really close to each other. We could have done face-to-face if we wanted to. We didn't, but we could have done face-to-face. How did you feel with just the online mentoring?
I think just because I have been so patient with the whole process, I was very understanding of myself. You have to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, you'll see the photos, I was absolutely horrendous, and I thought I was doing amazing. But compared to where I am now, it's like, wow, okay, like I have come such a long way. And I really doubted myself at the beginning. And then that's where you came in, because you were so accessible that I could message you whenever. We could organize a call or a FaceTime, and you would help me along the way and guide me on how to make fans. And you allowed me to see things that, as someone who created the set, for example, like if my lashes were twisted or if there's too much glue on the bases, you would point it out, and that's something I may have not even noticed.
Yeah, I think I never want to be too harsh on you guys, but I feel like the harsher I am, the better lash artist you're going to be in the long run. I feel like I sort of cheat you guys out of success if I kind of feel bad about hurting your feelings. My intention isn't to make anybody feel bad, but I remember I knocked back one of your models at the end. I remember I was like, I can't accept that. This is what you need to focus on, and give it another go and go again. And you did, and you floored it. Like you actually did so well. But yeah, I just feel like I'm sort of cheating you out a future in this business by pretending if you're good or not. And I'll call you out on it. Like I don't mind. But
I think being brutally honest is good, because I actually remember that lash that I wasn't happy with it, and I remember that I did submit it, but just looking at it, I knew things were off. The lashes weren't facing the right direction.
Yeah, I don't feel like you were very happy with it either.
I wasn't at all.
Which is, it's good. It's good to be able to self-criticize and repair anything that you're doing. But yeah, I just kind of feel like I would just cheat you out of a lifestyle, like a business, a future business that you could potentially have. if I didn't correct it for you. But I feel like with the mentoring that we did together, you grew each and every single time. You never took my advice and went, oh, I'll just do it again and she'll just get over it. No, you always repaired everything you did. You always learned, you always went that above and beyond for your course. So since completing your course, how's your business going?
Amazing. So I designed my logos, and I've actually done 2 rounds of logos now, just because I felt like with the lash industry, and I'm noticing it now, it's so oversaturated with lash techs and lash artists, and it's at a point where you need to provide a service that no one in your area provides. So that's where that attention to detail with me comes in, and that care that I've got. I really do care about my clients' lash health and the end product that they receive. There's not many lash clients, lash techs in my area, and me being able to offer 100% lash coverage is almost unheard of where I'm from, just because I know in my area a lot of techs, they quick in and out, see how many people they can get.
Yeah, it's like a rollover for income instead of rollover for quality.
And I've got long-lasting clients. I've had some loyal clients for 3 years now, since at
the very beginning.
They're still with me today, and we've done classic sets, we've done volumes, we've done mega volumes, we've done wispies, and they still keep coming back because I guess I offer something that not a lot of people do, and I love my clients, and I have so much care for them, and I want them to have such beautiful, I specialize in quite natural lashes. I want lashes to accentuate people's natural features. I don't want, big caterpillars, as people say. I mean, some people want those, but that's fine. I do what people ask, but I offer lashes that will suit their face.
And suit their natural lash health. I do think that the lash extension industry isn't saturated with lash artists or lash technicians, but I do think there is room for brilliant lash artists. I think that there is a lot, but it only takes 30 to 50 clients to become fully booked. If you've got 30 to 50 clients, that's it. Your books are fully booked. You're ready to go. You're already set up. But I think if you think about it, 30 to 50 clients isn't a lot of clients that are in this world. So I do think that it's not saturated, but I think that there isn't a lot or enough of amazing lash artists that will do the care like yourself. I think there is a lot of people who can apply lashes. There are too many people out there doing lashes that are not being trained correctly. That's correct. Did you always want to open your own lash business, or?
I did, yes. I just wanted the job flexibility. I wanted financial freedom, because that's, why I'm going on Bali next week.
I know.
I worked so hard. I've been fully booked for last week, getting in all my clients before I go away. I think because also in my area, there's barely any lash techs around, lash artists, that I was able to offer people a service that wasn't readily available to them previously. They'd have to travel. And I know traveling is fun. I used to travel to get my lashes done before you started doing me, but I was never 100% happy with what I was receiving. I'm going to give these clients something that they've always wanted, and that's why I care so much, because I want the best lashes possible for my clients.
Did you want to work for somebody else, or was it always?
I thought about it.
Open my business.
I thought about it being easier, but I also now run a home salon, which is so much easier for myself. I can wake up when I want. I can sleep in. I can schedule my clients around my day as well. Also, I find it's easier for clients who work full time. I do a lot of late night appointments, just because a lot of my girls do actually work quite late, 5 till 6 p.m. I sometimes do lash till 10 p.m. at night to suit everyone. And that's something that if I was to work in a salon, they may not be able to offer.
My target market was, I want my people to work. Obviously, I want them to have a job so that they could afford their lashes. So that was a huge target market for me. And I remember a majority of them saying, hey, I finished work at 6:30. And I was like, oh, mum, I can't work at 6:30. But I had to facilitate that time, because that's a target market I went after. And you've gone and done the same thing. You've shot your target market to people that are a working audience, so that you could have them having an income and have that consistency of doing their lashes. I guess it kind of sucks, doesn't it? That sometimes you just have to work a little bit later, and you don't really want to work
or weekends, or Sundays even.
What are you pricing your sets at now?
So when I first started lashing, I was doing all sets at $50, regardless of obviously.
Is that model base?
That was model based,
Yeah.
yes, when I first started, just to build my Instagram up, get content, also to get more
Replacing
feedback.
your products as well.
That as well, also to get more feedback from you in regards to different types of sets, so classics and volumes. I didn't really start out with hybrids just because I was actually a little bit scared to start out with mixing fans and classic lashes.
I remember we did a one-to-one session about hybrids because it wasn't in the course. I want to learn hybrids.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, it's easy. I can teach you in like a session together, a mentoring session. Because you already knew the fundamentals of both anyway.
Your setup's really important. So setting up your classic lashes and your volume at the same time. So everyone lashes differently, but I, go from eye to eye. So I have to really figure out the best way to, do I do all the classic lashes first? Or do I do all the volume fans first? But now I figured it out, thank goodness.
You don't get a lot of hybrid sets though. I think a lot of people, you don't even really get a lot of classic sets. I think people really come to you for volume sets.
Volume sets, yes.
You came up with your own mapping that you love to do on everybody. And if it's okay with you, I can share the mapping.
So I felt that when I first started, cat eye it almost looked very doll eye to me. And I still find that now. And so basically I do almost the same lash map on just about everyone and the same lengths, but as you'll see, they always look different on everyone. So I do 9 pretty much 3/4 of the way, and then I do half of that section of 10, and then I do tiny 11, 12, 13, and then I do a big group of 14.
Maybe if you have time, we can draw it up for the students, because I think when you were even teaching me your mapping style, you were saying something about it meeting up with the iris and how far you go from here and where the 9s need to stop because of their brow arch, and you were just like all very fancy about it. And I was like,
it's very,
clearly taught you well.
Technical.
Clearly taught you well to the point where you were creating this set, and you actually have the extreme cat eye on now. It's very beautiful.
Brianna did these for me. So
Megan's very particular. She has to
have
her own lashes, her own glue, her own mapping style, and you have to work with her, or else she's just like, see you later, I'm not doing this anymore. We just went through what your pricing your sets at now, but I cut you off. So you're doing $50 for models at the beginning. That replaced all the cost of materials. Cost of materials.
And a little bit of my time.
A little bit of your time.
A little bit of my time.
But what are you pricing them at now?
So my mega volumes are $180, and then below that is volume, which is at $150, and then I've got hybrid, which is $140, and then I've got light volume $130, and then I've got classics at $110.
So we did a really interesting webinar with Kayla from KK Artistry the other day, and she was explaining that if you divide all your sets into the hours that you do them, it actually is quite funny that classic sets end up earning more money for because of how long it can take. And I know you back to front now, and I know that you just really want to charge $300 for a classic set, so nobody walks in your door with a classic set of lashes.
I do not like doing classic sets.
And then you had me last week going, hey Megan, I want a classic set.
And
you were just like, what about a 3D? And I was like,
I was pushing for a light volume, and that's
like, no. So how long did it take for you to hone in those skills?
Honestly, it took a good 6 months for me to feel comfortable to start seeing regular clients. And then I honestly didn't feel proud of my work till that 1 year mark. I mean, I was always proud from the start, but I didn't really start to go, wow, okay, that's a really, really good lash set till that 1 year mark.
You sent me one of my favorite lash sets that you've done. You sent it to me the other day, and I was like, wow, I'm going to post it right here, right now for you guys to see. But it was an epic set. And I was like, that is flawless, Megan. That is actually such a gorgeous set. And then we were kind of like going through your old sets before in the room, in the office, and we were just like, oh my gosh. Ouch.
I was like, wow, that looked really good like 3 years ago. I remember even just doing it. I should have brought it in. I've actually still got my dolly head with my first ever volume set on her eyeballs. Still in my lash room. They're a bit squished and a bit old from moving so much. But I just remember I was so proud of my first couple of lash sets. I thought they looked really good, but to my work now,
we kind of both went, ouch, when we saw it this morning.
But now, like my lash sets, I honestly can't believe of how far I've come. I think because I doubted myself so much at the beginning, because it is such a slow process to learn lashes, and you really have to be patient and kind to yourself, because otherwise you won't ever get there. And I think just every day practice and practice. And it's like I had my friends and family. And I honestly was like, anyone's lashes who I can do, please let me do them. I was almost tempted to lash my boyfriend once. I even said I'll remove them straight away, but he didn't let me. Just because.
No, neither did mine. I got to take my husband up though. That was as far as he would go, and I remember being the same as you.
Because they've got so many natural lashes,
and they're so long.
It's good to practice on someone who's got honestly 300 to 400 lashes per natural
I
eye.
think I even remember saying to my husband, "I give you $50. Can I at least isolate them?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No," and I was just like,
"Yeah,
just." So much of them on these men. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do they eat? They not sleep on their face.
Don't think so.
So how did you build your clientele? You know, where did you find the most success out of building your clientele?
At the moment, I've still stuck to it. I've basically grown my following on Instagram mainly. I feel like predominantly I paid for a lot of ads and I watched a lot of TikToks on how to get the right audience and little tips and tricks with hashtags and lighting techniques and really showcasing your work. And even doing reels, I know reels are very popular now. A lot of before and afters is what really captivates a potential client because they can see someone beforehand and then someone after. I found that really engaging because they go, wow, okay, that's the quality of work I'm getting from someone. And also I found buying a professional camera and taking really up close photos to show your isolation and your crisp lash line and your
so like high quality content. Where do you want your business to go? Because you are basically almost fully booked, people are going to keep coming because your lash sets do look amazing. So where do you want your business to go? What do you want it to be in the next 5 years?
I think moving forwards in the future, I'm more willing to opening up more days as I don't currently work weekends.
Yeah.
I only work weekends due to Christmas and busy periods like that. So like school holidays for all my, I've got a lot of high school kids, a lot of teenagers who come and see me. So I feel moving forwards, I really want to allow and open my doors to more clients. When I make the time, I've just got to be a little bit more organized and have an earlier night's sleep so I don't sleep in so much. Because I do sleep so much that that's my whole morning. I could potentially get another person. I also feel moving forwards, I want to elevate my services. So either start doing brows. I really want to do the lash lift and tint course as I have got a lot of young clients who want a more natural look during school times. So offering that to them and just expanding my business overall.
So you're going to like basically open some more hours for yourself. I remember calling you the other day and you're like, no, I'm sleeping at that time. And
yes.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, the luxury of not having kids and being able to sleep again. And you're like, no, I was up till late lashing this girl. I actually need to sleep in today. Would you ever bring on an employee?
Ooh, potentially, yes. 6 months ago, I actually had someone who lashed me. This is before you started lashing me. She actually wanted a little bit of mentorship from me because she loved my lashes, and I actually did help her. I guided lashes to buy and tape and glues to buy, and even the lash mat, the extreme cat eye. She does that on a lot of her clients now, and I feel I was very passionate about, even because it was just one girl who I could help out. Her work now is absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of myself for allowing myself to be able to help her elevate. And I'm pretty sure I think she did a nursing course, but she wasn't very happy with the level.
Kind of like you got like 1 or 2 days with your mentor, and that was it.
And I felt like that's why when she met me and I was willing to help her, I felt like she had so many questions that obviously weren't covered. And being so, I guess, well educated by you and doing your course, I was able to pass on my knowledge to her.
So if we did bring in face-to-face courses, being a lash student, what would you want to see from us if we brought face-to-face in?
I definitely think it is still important to do an online aspect of it, or just get those fundamentals of lash health and all those correct techniques. But I mean, for the more kinesthetic learners and people who need that little bit more help in person, so maybe people who are a little bit not so good with their hands, I think even just picking up the right tweezers, because everybody has different hand grip and hand sizes, that even something like that, even just getting a feel. But I feel like maybe a 2 to 3 day course maybe even like a 2-week course. So you do some 1 week and then go off and do a couple clients and then come back the following week to really hone in on those skills.
Yeah, so we are actually bringing in face-to-face courses, and we thought that the best way to do and go about this, just because we're predominantly an online lash course business, we have had so many students say, I need to come in. Like, people have driven 4 hours to come and see me from Sydney and you know, Deniliquin and so forth, come in to see me just to do a face-to-face for a day even. So we, as being predominantly online, we did think that it was going to be something that we wanted to do. The way we are going to go about it is not just offer a 2-day course and then see you on your way. Bye. What we want to do is release the online section to them and get them learning before they see us, and send their kit out to them before they come and do their face-to-face. And then I think after time of being able to try and do some of those assessments that you do online, it would be beneficial for them to then come in and then hone in their skills. And I think that is going to be what the difference is with a face-to-face course compared to an online course. It should be like kind of amalgamated. And then when they leave the face-to-face, they should continue to have that content with them, because even yourself, like we update the content all the time. You have access to go back on, look at the new content, and then continue your learning instead of having to go somewhere else and purchase further learning. Whereas you can just come back and be like, oh, look, Brianna's added something new. I'm going to watch it because it's going to advance me as a lash artist. So if you could provide our students with a really valuable piece of advice, what would that valuable piece of information, if it was to echo onto generations or even lash artist to lash artist to lash artist, what would that piece of advice be?
It would definitely be, don't give up. I know when I started, it was frustrating. I was getting annoyed. I felt disheartened. You just have to keep at it and be kind to yourself, because you will not get it overnight. It's not something that you just pick up really quickly. If you practice and practice and practice, I can promise you, in that amount of time that you apply yourself 110%, you will get there. And you will take yourself places which you didn't even think you could. Like the lash sets that I've recently sent you, I look at them and I go, oh my goodness, I would have never dreamt of creating something so beautiful as that. 3 years ago, if you told me I was going to be doing lash sets like that, I would have never believed you. So honestly, practice makes perfect, and just believing in yourself and actually caring and taking pride in your work.
I think that's beautiful. I absolutely think that's beautiful. Well, Megan, this is the end of our session.
Oh, thank you for having me.
But it's not the last of us.
No, it isn't.
I actually really would love to bring Megan on board again soon with her busy schedule. It was actually a nightmare to get her here today. So I would love to bring her on soon, maybe even get her on recording like one of the sets that she does with me. I think that'll be quite fun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to link all her handles down below so that you can find Megan. You can go and search her social media handles. You can reach out to her. You can speak to her. She doesn't do free mentoring though, so be careful. Even though she's amazing at it, she won't do it. But yeah, I'm going to link all her handles here, and I really, really, really do appreciate you coming on this webinar series. I love you to bits and pieces. My first ever student, my protege.
Oh, thanks. Stop.
Yeah, stop. Thanks for coming on our webinar, and I hope you all enjoy it. I hope, you know, if you have any questions, please do reach out. And yeah, thanks for today, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you.